So Joelle makes drinks for everybody, and then we see this scene of Vernisha tasting one and putting it back. What the fuck was that? Like, if I was production, I'd be like, cut, hell no. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Candace. I'm here with Confidential Talk, and tonight I want to talk to you guys about the new episode that just aired out this past Friday on Ready to Love. Okay, do y'all watch that show? I do. I watch it every Friday nights. I absolutely love the show, and I'm usually the person in the comments saying, you know, how I really feel. But it was so crazy, I could not help myself. I wanted to talk to you guys about it on YouTube. So here I am. We're going to talk about Ready to Love Season 4, Episode 9. It was nuts. So stay tuned. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Candace. I make videos on sex, love, relationships, and all things vaginal health. Make sure you subscribe and become part of the Confidential Talk family. And make sure you guys comment below, okay? Comment below if you have any commentary yourself or you just want to talk to me, okay? I do respond to comments. So yeah, but let's get into this video. So we start the episode off with Liz sitting down waiting for David because she's going to go ahead and deliver that bad news that he is no longer ready to love. And he comes in and sits down, and off the bat, you know, she's starting to try to talk and he's not really allowing her to, okay? You know, he's trying to get out his word first, and she's not backing down. She's not like, okay, no. You're not about to have the floor. It's my time to have the floor. So they kind of get into this argument about, you know, the fact that he won't allow her to talk and he wants to lead and blah, blah, blah. And then he leans in for a hug and a kiss, and she's just like, whoa. Whoa. Which, I feel her on that. Because, like, first of all, I've been saying this all season long. David, with his godly behind, he looks like an alcoholic, okay? He looks like he literally just drenched himself in a whole bunch of tequila. I mean, like, and the thing about it is, like, you could tell his eyes, they just seem so diluted, and they were, you know, it's not even like, I wouldn't even say that he was on any type of drugs or anything like that. I'm not really familiar with what that even looks like, but I will say he looks like an alcoholic, okay? Man was lit. But anyways, he showed his ass pretty much. I mean, he pretty much showed himself to be exactly who he was, which is crazy, okay? And, you know, Liz just was not backing down. And it ended up him just kind of like saying, God bless, you know, no questions. You know, I'm a man of God. He kept saying, I'm a man of God. I'm a man of God, okay? I'm a man of God, even though I'm drunk right now. So but you know, I love Liz. I loved how she handled it. You know, she did not back down that argument. And at the end of the day, he said he eliminated himself. And it's because he knew that at this point, they know the routine. They know how it is. He knew he was coming on that date and about to get the chop. Okay? He already knew what was about to happen. So he wanted to beat her to the punch. And it was very clear that that was what was going on. So you know, good riddance to David. She really dodged the bullet because I really love Liz. I think that she really is a good spirit and she seems very authentic. And David, he was nuts, okay? Moving on to the next scene, then we have Alexis and Ron. You know, she's finishing up that conversation with Ron, which this part really, like, confused the hell out of me. I was like, whoa, Ron, like, where all this disrespect come from? So Ron does say, you can't offer me anything. He lost respect for her, thought she was smaller than that. When he said that, I was like, who in the world are you talking to? Like, I feel like Alexis really, you know, and I'm not gonna say like she's a favorite on the show. You know, I just sometimes I like her, sometimes I don't. But at the end of the day, they're all there to find love. I really feel like that she put her heart out there. She was very, like, you know, real with him. And I might have some other I may have some other opinions about Alexis, but in that moment, I felt like he disrespected her so bad, and the way she handled it, she still hugged him at the end, and she just moved on. And she seemed okay, but like at the end of the day, like he played her. Like he wanted to bring up him going out on a date with Amber the night before, and he kissed her, and how he knew at that moment that this was over for them. Like that was just such a punk ass move to make. Like it blew me out of my mind to know that a man is that goddamn arrogant, ignorant, that he would just say those things to a woman. Like she didn't do anything, I feel like, to get that response from him. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, your journey's over. And I really feel like they probably would have kept him. And she, at that moment, she knew she was done. And she was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and eliminate this fool because he only here for me at this point. That's probably what she did, honestly. Because, like, and that's the thing. She even said, you know, he didn't even know that at the moment she was fighting before, like, they got to that dinner. She was really fighting, you know, how she felt about eliminating him versus, you know, keeping him on the show. So I feel, and I'm paraphrasing, but, you know, I think that she, in that moment, she knew, especially after the whole, like when he was over her house and he like was talking to the ex and he was like, I could just see you dripping Christianity. Like it was just, I knew how he was acting, the way he was talking at that house. I was like, this ain't it, Alexis boo. This ain't Alexis Flag, excuse me. I don't know what was up her outfit this episode, but you know, excuse me, girl. But anyways, moving right along. And we all know Ron, at the end of the day, he probably went to go call Chrysanthemum too. You know what I'm saying? He apparently he's just talking to everybody every day. He got lots of time on his hands. What in the hell does Ron do? Good question. Good question. I forgot. I don't know. All right, so they get back to the gentleman's lounge and Tommy announces that they're going to be on a ranch getaway. Okay, everyone arrives to the ranch the next day. Alexis in the confessional says she's mad at AJ and that he wasn't there for her when she wanted to talk about Ron. I wanted to specifically talk about that part in the confessional because it was just so crazy to me that you feel like you could go talk to another man about your experience with another man. Why would you even do that? Boo. And that's the thing, you're in a kind of a competitive environment, so why would you even want to put that there? Because no man wants to hear about you complaining about another man, and you're supposed to be interested in him and he's supposed to be interested in you. Like, Alexis, like, oh, she just dripping so much insecurities and so much, you know, just a lot right now. Like I like her, but she, whoo, okay. She said she definitely got to talk to Amber about that date, honey, about that date. Then we get to Kyra. Kyra says Jason's her number one, but she could see her leaving the journey with AJ. Honestly, I just feel like that was just her way of just staying mutual. She doesn't want to, and honestly, it might be, she said, I know that at a certain part of the episode, I'm jumping ahead, she did say that she wants to make sure the choices she makes is truly for her. But I feel like at the end of the day, she likes Jason, but she is not about to be played on this episode. Like, or she's not about to be played on national television. Like, I read that energy from Kyra. Kyra is like, bitch, you not about to play me. Like, no, so I'm gonna stay mutual to the audience, but at the same time, I feel like she has kind of put it out there that, you know, obviously, like, she does like Jason, so I could definitely see where she's coming from. Okay, so, you know, and another good question, you know, there was a lot of close-ups of Kyra this episode, and I was really looking at her, and I think she's a beautiful woman, but I'm really curious of how she looks naturally, and I think that she still will be pretty, and I saw some people commenting that as well too. So you know, it was something that crossed my mind as well when I was watching the episode. I was like, without the wig and the makeup, like, what would she look like? And honestly, I still think that she would be a very stunning woman. So you know, I don't think, you know, I'm just curious though. I wants to know, well, like, what she look like naturally, baby. Maybe I should find her on Instagram. I don't know. So now we're like in the little kitchen area, it looks like. So we have Kyra, Venetia, and Amber sitting down, and you know, they're having a conversation, and then Joel hears his name and he walks over. So Venetia then asks Joel, where you secure at? Where you secure at? Joel. Then he asks, what is the definition of secure? Of course, Vernisha, I feel like I keep saying her name wrong, y'all. I'm sorry. Of course, Vernisha was like, exactly what it means. Because how do you not know what secure mean? Boo. Okay? So then he actually says, you know, he's secure in his strong connection, and that's obviously with Vernisha. So, you know, he finally gets to that, but it was just really, you know, Joel at first, you know, the baby and the accent, like, you know, that was cute. That was real cute. But this is a 40-year-old man. And some of the things that she has complained about when it comes to him, I'm just like, he is too damn old, honey. Especially too damn old to be asking what the definition of secure mean, because it's clear. And then we have something crazy happen. Amber jumps in and she like, excuse me, Mr. Joel. I thought Kyra was your number one. I thought you was going home with Kyra. So, you know, obviously Vernisha like, oh, excuse me, what? And he's confused. And obviously we learned in the confessional that Amber actually learned that from Ron, but she never specifies when Ron told her that. So now we know that they do some communicating, okay? So she did say Ron told her that info. So we do have Joel in his confessional, like, who told? And at first I missed the part. The first time I watched the episode, I missed Amber saying Ron, so instantly I was just like, Chris, that looked like some shit that she would do. I ain't gonna lie, I definitely pinned it on him, and it wasn't even him. It wasn't. It was Ron. See, Ron shiesty, man. He's shiesty. Not to be trusted. He is not to be trusted, y'all. So Joel explains, Tommy asks why we would go home, so Joel explains, Tommy asks who we will go home with right now with no explanation. That's really important, y'all, with no explanation. And I said Kyra. And it was because of a conversation they had the previous night that didn't go well. It was a miscommunication, or it was a disagreement. It went left, and it really made Joel feel a certain type of way. So he did not pick Vernisha, my bad, y'all. He did not pick Vernisha at that moment because he didn't want to go home with her. This, you know, for any woman, this would definitely be a huge problem. Like, so of course she's like, what the fuck? Because so pretty much after one disagreement, you just gonna jump ship. You not team me no more. Like, that's crazy. That doesn't make me feel secure. That's not building security. You may be secure with me because you know that I choose you every time, but obviously I can't be secure with you. And now I feel like with her, I want her to choose herself instead of being on TV. Or maybe because I feel like with Joel, and I really like the show, but I really feel like a lot of things that he said this episode kind of prove that he is really in it to get to the end of the show. And it's just like, okay, what kind of prize do these people get if they like actually finish the show? Like, is there some type of gift or prize? Because it was like, you know, we're coming to the end, I gotta fix this. It's like, okay, well, this is actually about a real relationship that you're building. And, you know, is that why you trying to fix it? So she won't be mad at you, so you guys won't get eliminated? Like, what? Like, and I feel like Vernisha, she has seen some signs, especially with Joel, just, they had plans and he not even hitting her up and letting her know that their plans had not, they were no longer happening because he had something come up. He didn't even communicate that. He is over 40, or at least 40. Like, girl, don't even waste your time. Don't even waste your time. But I feel like they're doing it for the show a little bit. And I feel like for her, she actually does like Joel, and she wants to, just like, you know, like a lot of us women, we want to think, we want to believe. But at the end of the day, this is how he is. This is what he's showing you straight out the bat. Lots of issues. And at the end of the day, you can't push something. At the end of the day, like, you may be attracted to somebody, you may have some good vibes and some good conversations, but is this really a good partner for you? It's going to be very slim pickings to where you can, you know, it's going to be harder to find an actual partner versus finding somebody that's just cool to date for a little bit. So, you know, I think that, you know, as the show in general is a really good concept, but it has to be more focused on the actual, like, you know, relationship part of it. Like, are y'all just on here for TV, or you want a relationship? Because if you look at Joel's, I have been on Joel's Instagram, it just looks real single-ish. Like, it just, I don't know, y'all. It don't look like he want a relationship. I don't know. I mean, it don't look bad, but I just don't like Joel. Okay, y'all. At first he had me with the baby, you know, no, not anymore. So after that, she says she feels like he's full of shit, which she was absolutely correct. He is full of shit. I've been saying that for a minute now too. So everyone gets called to the secret room table, and we see Chris and Amber have another one of these awkward moments, okay? And I didn't mention before, but I know when she first got to the house, she had like made a song and a little dance, and they kind of did that. And you know, watching that, it just didn't seem real to me. It's something about it. Like, I feel like Chris likes her, but I don't really feel like Amber likes Chris. Like, I really want to know what their relationship outside of the show is like. Do they actually communicate? Like, does Chris take her out? Because I just can't see Chris taking her out. Like, the whole episode, he's been really seeming broke. Okay, and like, at the end of the day, I liked him last season, and I really didn't like what Nia, I think her name was Nia or Nia, did to him, like how she treated him and stuff like that, because he said that they had split the mortgage. I do think that's a really good topic of conversation, but in this moment, I feel like it wasn't something to just completely write him off for, and I think he was really done wrong in that situation, especially because how she exited and everything. Like, she was terrible. So I do feel like, you know, I was really excited to see Chris on the show again, but like, he seemed broke. Like, he seemed like broke. Like, it's not, that's like, okay, you gotta take girls on the dates. Like, okay, yeah, at marriage or something like that, when it comes down to get married and stuff like that, maybe, you know, the woman helping out with a lot of the bills and stuff like that, or a portion of the bills, like, that's one thing. But you just actually being a gentleman and like being, you know, just, I don't know. It's just, I just, you know, he just seemed to not come with anything this season. It was just, it's really, really disappointing. But I mean, we did get to see him just kind of in that house environment. Now we're getting to see him outside of the house, actually going on dates and having to pay for certain stuff and set things up. And I don't know if production does that or they do actually themselves, but and it probably does come from production. But I feel like, you know, if someone's taking somebody out on a date, they have to pay for the dates. It just makes sense. So, you know, and I just feel like I haven't seen Chris pay for a date. It's always like, oh, she took me out. Like, Chris Santiam took him out. Or like, he took Amber out to one of the dates. It was like, it was at a boxing ring. Like, boy, I don't know. Was it a boxing ring? I think it was, I don't know. But like, that was a date. Where's the money, Chris? Where's the money? Can you buy me steak and lobster? Please? Hello? Anyways, so yeah, they have this awkward moment when they're dancing and Amber just looks away. She always looking away, and it's just always awkward. Like, I don't know how y'all feel about that. Please comment below. Like, let me know what y'all think about some of the things I said, specifically that. Do y'all feel like Chris and Amber's moments are awkward? Because I do. Extremely awkward as fuck. So Joel tries to smooth talk Vernisha. He comes over and grabs her. And I feel like because of the cameras on, she's just really kind of like trying to go with it, you know, be cute about it. But at the end of the day, she really bothered, which I would be too. So then we have this moment, you know, with Kyra, Amber, Alexis. They're sitting around, and notice that in this moment when the girls are sitting around, Alexis don't bring up Amber's date with Ron. She don't do it then, boo. But, you know, she does express irritation that Kyra doesn't know, you know, who she wants to be with, because obviously they share a connection with AJ. So, and honestly, at this point, Alexis can only have, and that's the only connection she has. So it's like, okay, if this is going to work, then it is. If it's not, then it's not. Which I don't really see that working, period. I just don't see Alexis and AJ being a thing. So that it is what it is. But not much to talk about there. Then it was really weird that they put Jason, Liz, Kyra, and AJ on a date, because it put Jason and Liz together and Kyra and AJ together. But obviously Kyra and Jason have a huge connection. So I really didn't like that setup, because I feel like the producers probably did that. They probably set it up to where it would be like, okay, let's see what happens. Let's see who gravitates to who more. But at the end of the day, AJ and Liz don't have a connection, because so it automatically kind of put Kyra with AJ, Jason with Liz. And I just didn't really like that setting. But at the end of the day, I thought it was such a cute date. You know, Kyra seemed to really be into AJ, and Jason really be into Liz. So it was just really cute overall. Joel ended up being the only one cooking. I didn't see nobody else help. But he was literally in the kitchen from when it was light outside to when it was dark outside. So he had been cooking all day, honey. But while it's still light outside, he pulls Varnisha to the kitchen to talk. Again, she's looking like, you know, I'm trying. But fuck you. So he ends up pulling out, you know, some feelings about how she feels about the situation with them. She says she feels blindsided. But one thing he says afterwards that kind of like rubbed me the wrong way was he said that in the moment he was being truthful. And, you know, and it was just based off of them having the argument, and at that moment he just didn't, you know, at the end of the day, that's who he would have chose. So it was never an apology, it was never an apology. You know, it was just like, well, it was the truth, so I don't know. I can't get with it, y'all. But she had such a passionate moment. You are willing to throw me away and leave with Kyra over a disagreement? What? She said, how am I supposed to feel about that? Varnisha goes out to vent to the ladies. Chris overhears her venting because he's in a group of ladies. He's always in a group of ladies. I don't know if y'all noticed that in the last season, parts of this season, if there's a group of people, he's usually with the ladies. I don't know. But let's see here. Yeah, so Chris comes in and he gives Joel some advice. He said it is a lettuce wrap, a guacamole wrap, chicken wrap, spicy Cajun ground beef wrap. I don't know. He said it's a wrap, broski. Then we have this moment with Jason and Liz being outside, really romantic. I really feel like their connection is authentic. I really feel like they are feeling each other. They're really flirty, and you know, it's interesting because earlier in the season she mentioned that, you know, she wants to save herself from marriage, and she asked Jason how he would feel about that. And, you know, he was like, oh yeah, that's fine, I'll support that. But he is very sensual and sexual towards her. Like, you know, he makes it very obvious and clear what he likes, what, you know, how he feels. And he's already kissed her twice. Now I don't think I've ever seen him kiss Kyra. So, like, and it was like in that moment he couldn't help but to kiss her. It was like, oh, I can't wait. It was just so romantic. So I love it. I like them. I like them. So then we move to the part where, you know, they get the food together. They go into the game room. They say grace. Thank God Ron wasn't there, because I feel like, where would he fit in that? Would he hold everybody's hand? Would he just be like in a corner looking crazy? I don't know. But we know Ron is not praying, okay? So everybody start eating, and then Joel get the apologizing to Varnisha again, because remember, it's coming to an end, okay? He gotta fix it now. He gotta fix it. It's coming to an end. The journey is almost over. He got to fix it. Not because he don't want her to be mad no more and he understand what he did wrong. So he apologizes for not telling Varnisha. By the way, it's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks, sir. But he tells her she has to give him a chance to apologize. Well, excuse me, sir, you had 2 weeks to tell me. And we had several conversations since from the first time I found out it, since the first time I found out about it till now. You didn't apologize any of those times. You had plenty of time. Like, full of shit. Full of shit. So then we move on to a moment with Alexis and Aj. And this was really, really telling, y'all. Like, I feel like this lets you know exactly, you know, definitely some things that Alexis needs to work on. But also at the same time, I feel like any woman wants consistency. And I could definitely understand how she felt about that, because at the end of the day, if I text you and you don't text me back and then I see you the next day and like we're supposed to be building this connection, you can't shoot me like a little small text or give me a small phone call and be like, hey, you know, it's been a busy day, but I just want to let you know I did see your text. Like, something. You gotta text, like, and you know what? I will say I am somebody that is bad at texting, and if I'm busy, I might have to wait till later to get to it. But at the same time, you know, especially if you're building a connection with somebody and you really like somebody, you be waiting for that text, okay? You be waiting for that phone call. You be wanting to hear from them. So I don't really feel like for AJ there was really an excuse, but I do agree with some of his points during this part of the show. So yeah, Alexis definitely said she called and texted him yesterday before they came to the ranch. He said that he saw the text late. Then she goes to ask, how does he feel communication has been for them? And, you know, he goes into saying he's not looking to evaluate everything with her, which again I understand, because I do feel like a lot of times when they have a conversation or you see them on the date, it's just like her kind of getting at him, and it's so early in the game and you need all this reassurance and, you know, all that extra, like it's just too soon for all that. So, and at the end of the day, it is a competition. So I think that she should more so focus on building a connection with somebody versus being somebody's number one. Like, I do think Alexis' energy goes to like, oh, I need to be somebody's number one, da 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 da. So, comment below, guys. Let me know what y'all think about that. Like, you know, do you feel like Alexis was wrong in this situation, or do you feel like AJ was wrong because he didn't call or text her back and he's not being consistent with communication? He also tells her, when you make everything an issue, you make it difficult. The effort I'm actually making is going unappreciated. So, yeah, I just feel like they're just two different people. I feel like they might be attracted to each other. They've had a vibe. They had a good time. But at the end of the day, like, you know, some people are just away. Like, AJ is meant for somebody. But also, I think that if he really, really, really liked you, he really, really would have texted you back. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see here. So, Joelle makes drinks for everybody, and then we see this scene of Vernisha tasting one and putting it back. What the fuck was that? Like, if I was production, I'd be like, cut! Cut! Hell no. We are in the middle of a pandemic. I know this shit was shot last year. I know it was shot sometime during the pandemic. They have a good way of not talking about the pandemic, but it's been over a year now with the pandemic. So, y'all can't tell me that no. I'm pretty sure they had to talk about this on the reunion, because everybody that saw this, like, how dare you? How dare you? So, the group plays Truth or Dare. And they get a few truth and dares out, and then Kyra dares Joelle and Vernisha to kiss for 10 seconds. And when I tell you, this was the most uncomfortable kiss to watch. Like, I was like, what? Like, Joelle literally just looked so uninterested in kissing her, and I feel like at the end, like, it was just painful to watch. It was just really, really uncomfortable to watch. And it's just very clear that Joelle is not interested in Vernisha. And it's so sad. I feel like it's like all these guys were just not interested in some of these girls. Like, it really sucks. And David really disappointed me. Like, I really thought that David and Liz would be a thing, like, off the bat. And I really liked David at first, but he's crazy. So yeah, that kiss was awful. Jason is asked who he likes more. He couldn't pick between Liz and Kyra, so he took a drink and made Kyra definitely feel away. And we're gonna see that in this upcoming episode, I guess, because we got the little preview where she was pretty much telling him like, I don't know, boo. I don't know who I want. Okay, you know, you're not the only one that gotta figure it out. Okay. So AJ gets asked about his connections, made Alexis feel good. Girl. Kyra asks how it went with David, and Vernisha asked about Ron, and Alexis was ready to tell her story. She was thirsty. She said, I have this huge just rock on my shoulder. I just need to and just spill all the beans. We gotta talk about it. I want to Ron. He was so disrespectful. And you know what? I felt it though. I ain't even gonna hold you though, because I probably would have been the same way. Like, I would have been literally just like it bubbling out my mouth. So she was ready. She was ready. So Liz talked first. She talked about David. She was really nice about the approach of telling this story, because it was definitely worse than what she said. She was just, you know, she really didn't say much about it at all. I don't know if she actually said more, and like production like could only fit certain things in, but it was just really tasteful. Alexis told the truth. She told it like it was, and you know, I like, again, I don't blame her. I feel like her experience was kind of traumatic. Like, he was disrespectful. But then we get Alexis calling Amber out. Chris's face when she was like, when she said that, like, that they kissed, Chris made like this face, and I was just like, oh, I caught that. It was funny. And then Amber whispers, what the fuck? So, you know, like, guilty. And then she says, well, I could explain. Alexis goes in and she said they're supposed to be friends. She's giving her advice about Ron. She's praying with her. And now she's looking at her like a Judas. And my thing was, you know, I definitely understand why she would feel betrayed by Amber. But I do feel like in that moment, again, you're in a competition. You're too passionate. You're too passionate. Bring it down a notch. Even if you really feel that way. I would just, if you really was concerned about your connection with AJ, that is just not how to solidify it or to make it stronger. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just my personal opinion. But, you know, guys, please make sure you comment below. Tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Tell me what you guys think about my commentary. You know, these are just my personal opinions. This is just where I'm coming from. I feel like I'm correct, though. So, but, you know, I definitely want to hear what you got to say. So, make sure you comment below. Again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel and become part of the Confidential Talk family. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.